Hello and welcome to another video. Talking to strangers is one of the things that a lot of people find really scary. But the truth about life is that if you don't have good social skills, you're not going to go far, whether it's in business or relationships. So let me share with you some of my favorite ideas from the book How to Talk to Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere by Larry King. So let's get started. Now, the first thing you have to do is to overcome shyness. Most of us are naturally shy and are a bit nervous when talking to strangers. Not only you, but the person you want to talk to as well. So you have to make the other person feel comfortable talking to you. And a simple way to do that is to ask them about themselves. As Benjamin Disraeli says, talk to people about themselves and they will listen for hours. Compliment them. Ask them something that they would love to talk about. Even if the person is very shy, after a few nice questions, they will overcome their fear and feel comfortable. And don't stress out yourself about your own shyness. Remember that most people are simple, even if they look cooler or more successful. The person in front of you is just as shy as you, probably for the same reasons. So just keep it calm and don't feel intimidated. Now, how to open the conversation? This is probably the hardest thing that people usually find. Like, what should I say to start the conversation? Doesn't that sound weird? Don't overwhelm yourself with this. Just start the conversation with whatever comes to your mind. Don't worry if that doesn't sound good enough, because as soon as the conversation kicks off, no one would care about how it started. If you're outside, just comment on the weather. Like, the weather is too hot today. I wonder if it gets cooler by evening. It might, like yesterday. You're also waiting for the bus? Oh yeah, me too. By the way, I'm John. What about you? That's all what it takes to start the conversation with a stranger. Try to avoid yes and no questions. Questions such as, have you watched the latest Spider-Man movie? No. This kind of questions usually put an end to the conversation. Focus on questions that encourage the other person to talk even more, like, what's the latest movie you have watched? Usually people will give you a lengthier answer in this case. But if you do really ask them a yes or no question, make sure that you follow it up with something like, it's a great movie, why haven't you watched it yet? Remember that you want the conversation to keep going. Now, since we have learned how to start the conversation, let me share with you 3 most important rules that you have to keep in mind whenever you talk to someone. The number 1 rule is, and the most important, listen. A lot of people, once they get comfortable talking to a stranger, they never stop talking, and that can make the other person lose interest in talking to you. Remember that you want to ask questions that encourages the other person to talk about themselves even more, and the best way to do that is to listen carefully and gather as much information as possible about that person so that you can ask a great follow-up question that encourages them to talk even more. And remember, if you listen carefully, they will listen carefully to you as well. The second rule is to be interested in the other person. I'm sure that you have been in a situation where you have tried to talk to someone, but he wasn't really interested in what you are talking. It was obvious in his face, and you felt like, why the heck I'm even talking to this person? In fact, all what you wanted is to end the conversation and not share another thing with this person again. That's how everyone feels when the person they are talking to is not interested in them. It doesn't matter whether you are interested in them or not, but you have to show some level of interest in order to keep them interested in talking to you. Remember, once they find it interesting talking to you, they would want to know you better, and there is no better way to make them interested in you than showing that you are interested in them. And the last rule is, be honest and open. One of the ways to avoid feelings of fear and anxiety when you talk to a stranger is to be honest. When you try to lie or hide something, you're automatically going to be afraid to get caught, so you will start getting stressed out. Don't be intimidated by your differences. We're all different. In fact, if you share with people your personal experiences, people will respect and appreciate that. It will most likely encourage them to speak about their similar experiences. That will build some sort of trust between you and will make it easier to continue the conversation. Watching a video isn't enough to learn how to talk to a stranger, so go out today and give it a shot, and you will see how effective these tips are. Thanks guys for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and click that bell button to be notified when the next video will be up on the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.